Albert Einstein is the first in line. He struggled to stay in school, but still finished on time. One of the brilliant minds was hearing the negativity. He persevered, made the theory of relativity. Dr. Seuss wrote a book and got rejected 28 times before being accepted. Sold millions of books all over the world and still being read by little boys and girls. Steven Spielberg fell because of bad grades and his movie flopped despite the good ones he made. He could have called it quits just to fold under pressure. He didn't give up, now he's a famous director. Walt Disney Road wasn't easy. He was bankrupt, I know it's hard to believe me. Had setbacks that went quickly south. He got a breakthrough and made Mickey Mouse. If life knocks you down, you just get up. A challenge may come, you just get up. Sometimes you may fail and you never excel. If you never give up, if life knocks you down, you just get up. A challenge may come, you just get up. Sometimes you may fail and here we go. You can excel, you never give up. Over when we struggle.
All right. We're going to do that at the end. I like that. All right, Jenna, we need you to smile a little bit, though. Come on now. I need to see that beautiful smile. All right, the first thing I want to do real quick is just talk a little bit about those lyrics to that song. If life knocks you down, you just get up. Man, that's very powerful because in life sometimes you will get knocked down. But the key to it is that we don't stay down. We got to get back up. And it says a challenge may come. You just get tough. And that's what we have to learn how to do. We have to learn how to be tough, man. We can't let stuff stop us. And a lot of times it's small things that stop us. Okay? And the song says that if a challenge may come, but you got to get tough. Sometimes you may fail. It says inhale and exhale. Remember, sometimes when we get frustrated, what do? Breathe in, breathe out. Okay? We do our breathing technique. Okay? So sometimes you may fail, but breathe in and breathe out. Know you can exhale if you never give up. Okay? That's the key to it. You can get to where you want to be, but you can't get there if you give up, LaKayla. You cannot get there if you give up. Okay? So, today technically we were supposed to start Unit 4 today. But I don't want to start Unit 4 because we're getting ready to go on Christmas break. So we'll wait till after the break comes so we can start Unit 4, which is the last unit. So we'll wait till we come back after the break. So what I'm going to do instead is we're just going to hit some highlights of what we have been learning for this first semester as far as mindset, trying to get better, trying to improve every area of our life, especially, in the classroom. We want to improve how we are. We want to improve our scores in our academic classes, and we want to improve our scores on our tests that we have to take. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to look at the fixed mindset and growth mindset again, just to get a refresher of what it is and what we're working for. So, what do people say? Now, when Dr. Carol Dweck and her team, one of the things that they did was they talked to young people. They wanted to find out what they were saying, and they already knew who had a fixed mindset and who had a growth mindset, but they wanted to see what kind of statements they would make. And so this is what happened, what they were saying. Fixed mindset people, again, their goal was to look smart. Looking smart is the most important thing for them. Okay, so fixed mindset people will make statements like this. The main thing when doing work is that I want to show how good I am at it. Okay, so that's their main thing, is they want to look smart, they want to show how good they are at something. Okay, look. Growth mindset students, though, to them, learning is more important than anything. As long as they learn, they want to learn. And so they make statements like this: it is more important to learn things in class than to get the best grades. That's how they go through life. And that's why most of them, a lot of them will be successful, because their focus is on learning. They don't compare themselves to others like I see some of you guys do. Oh, I can't believe he knows everything. Doesn't matter. As long as you go through life with the expectation that you're going to learn, you'll be okay. Okay? And that's what growth mindset people do. We don't worry about somebody else doing better than us, because our focus is on learning. That's what we want to do. We want to learn. We want to achieve. Okay? And also, in the fixed mindset, to them, effort is negative. It's negative. And this is what some of them say. To tell the truth, when I work hard, it makes me feel like I am not smart. Anybody in here feel like that? If you feel like you're working too hard, you don't feel smart? Yeah? Okay. And that's how fixed mindset people feel that way, because again, they're focused on being smart. That's their focus. They want to look smart. But growth mindset people, they look at effort as something that's positive. And these are some of the statements that they will make. The harder I work at something, the better I will be in it. Okay? And so that's what we have to learn how to do, Javon. We have to learn how to understand that the harder I work at something, the better I'll be. And you can change your attitude about your effort. Another thing that the fixed mindset do when it comes to effort. Well, we already know, they feel like they're working too hard. They feel dumb. Okay, and so we got to change that to, if I work hard, I know I can get better at anything that I do. Okay? The next thing, fixed mindset people, sometimes they get to the point where they feel helpless. They feel helpless. And these are some of the statements that they make. I will spend less time on this subject. Okay? I will try not to take this subject again. So like in college, that's what I see a lot of college students do. I remember when I was in college, a lot of people say, oh, her class is hard. And so they avoid the teachers that make them work. They avoid the teachers that make them challenge themselves. Because in college you choose your own classes, right? And when you're in college for a certain period of time, you get to know who the teachers are, because everybody is talking. And everybody is saying, oh, you're going to have to work when you get in her class. So sometimes, we're looking for the easiest route, and that's how you can tell fixed mindset people want the easiest route. But the growth mindset people, they want the challenge. So they're looking for the toughest route. And they're resilient. Growth mindset people are resilient. And these are some of the statements they would make. I would work harder in this class from now on. I will spend more time studying for tests. Okay? And this after they've had to face a challenge. They had to face a challenge. Fixed mindset people say, I'm not going to take this class anymore. And the next semester, they be looking for that teacher's name and say, I'm not going to take her class. Okay? And we're trying to find the easiest one, and that's fixed mindset. But growth mindset individuals say, no, I want to take it. I remember when I was in high school, there was a teacher, Miss Nunnally. Miss Nunnally was tough. Everybody used to say, Worthy man, you don't want to mess with Miss Nunnally. Guess what? I was the kind of person at that time where I wanted to challenge. I wanted to prove everybody wrong, because everybody was running from her class and dreading having to take her class. So I wanted to prove that I could go to Miss Nunnally's class and make an A out of her class. And guess what?
You did.
I went to Miss Nunley's class and I made an A out of that class. And everybody was surprised because most of the other classes I was making C's in. But I made an A in the hardest teachers class because I was motivated by the fact that everybody was running and dreading to go to her class. And I wanted to prove to them that, look, it's not that bad. If you work hard, you can do it. And I did. Okay, so that's fixed mindset, growth mindset people. That's some of the statements that they will make. All right, now, I want to talk about another thing that we discussed earlier too, is, how when we praise each other, that's why a lot of times you don't, I try to go away from telling you how smart you are, because this is what happens sometimes when people are praised. Okay, intelligence praise. When people focus on praising you for your intelligence, this is some of the things that they'll say. Wow, that's a really good score. You must be really smart at this. Anybody ever heard that phrase? Okay. How does that make you feel when somebody says it?
Happy.
It makes you feel happy? Okay.
Kinda happy.
Okay. But it's a danger in that type of praise too. It's a danger in it. Caleb,
I do. I feel mad about it.
you feel mad about it?
I
Why?
feel mad when people praise me because I'm like if I do good, I'm like, no, I can do better.
Okay. So, and it is a danger in it because,
Oh no. I mean, like what Kim said.
okay, but it's a danger in it because here it is, effort versus effort. Let me see. The fixed mindset, when we're talking about intelligence versus effort praise, okay, these are the effects. Fixed mindset people, because they're focused on looking smart, right? They end up actually, their confidence level begins to get low. Why? They're focused on getting smart and their confidence level ends up being low. And this is based on the studies that she did. You know why? Because a lot of those individuals have been told that they were smart all of their life. And then, like I was telling you the other day, most of you are going to go to 6th grade next year. And when you get in 6th grade, it's going to get a lot tougher. So you're going to meet a challenge that you haven't met yet. And most people, because they're focused on looking smart, all of a sudden when they get to middle school and they find something that they don't know how to do, guess what? They say to themselves, I must not be too smart if I don't know how to do this. And that's what we just stated right here. Effort. Fixed mindset people say, to tell the truth, when I work hard, I don't feel like I'm very smart. Okay, so it creates a confidence in those type of students that is very low. Their motivation is low. Because number one, they don't think they're smart enough to do that particular work. So if you don't think you're smart enough, are you going to be anxious to try to do it? No. Are you going to be excited to go do it? No. What's the hardest thing to you, Javon? What's the hardest thing, most difficult thing? Division. Okay? So when it comes to division, what do? You think you're not pretty smart at division? Right? Why? Because it's too hard for you. Because it's too hard. And so that's what fixed mindset people do. So you're not going to be motivated. If you know I was doing division that day, are you going to be running to the classroom saying, whoa, I can't wait to get the coach working class to do division? Are you going to do that? No, you're going to take your time. That's going to be the slowest walk you ever had to my class. Because you don't want to, you're dreading. So your motivation is low. And also, their performance decrease. Okay? That's what the study shows. But on the other hand, effort praise. When people, growth mindset people, most of the time they've been praised by their effort. And this is how it sounds. Wow, that's a really good score. You must have tried really hard. What's the difference between those two statements? Yes, Kate?
They said you must be really smart at it, and then this one just said you must be working really hard.
Okay, and so what are you more inclined to do? If you constantly hear somebody say, man, I see you put a lot of work in that, versus, oh, you are so smart. What would somebody saying that you must put a lot of effort in that, what would you be more inclined to do when somebody constantly make those statements?
I thought, wait, which statement?
The last one, oh man, it looks like you worked very hard on that.
I say thank you because I did try my best.
Right, but it's going to motivate you even more to do what? To keep trying, right? Right, you're going to have that motivation to keep trying. Okay, and so this is what we see in the growth people with growth mindset, because their goal, we already know, they want to learn. That's the only thing. They focus on learning. Okay, they don't care about my scores are higher than everybody else. That stuff doesn't matter to them. They kind of like manage themselves by how much they learn. Okay, that's where the bar is, that I learned something, right? And so this is how their confidence is really high. Their confidence is really high because now I'm focused on learning. Their motivation is high because they want to learn. Just think about it. If your motivation is always learning, you get excited about going to places where there's opportunities to learn. Okay, so if Javon, listen, if he had a growth mindset when it came to that division, he would really be running in here to get it because he's so anxious to try to learn how to do it. Okay? And by the way, your performance will actually do what? Increase. It'll go up. It'll go up. Okay? So then that's some of the things that we learn. And the last thing is this. We went through Unit 1 where we talked about brain basic. What does the brain do? Okay, we talked about what the brain does in Unit 1. We talked about what the brain does. It's not all it just looks like that. In Unit 2, brain behavior, it says brain behavior is about how does the brain work. How does our brain work? Okay? And when you touch it, it's going to make noise on things, so don't touch it. Unit 3, brain building. How does the brain learn? And that's what we've been working on in Unit 3. How does our brain learn? So we talked about the synapses and how, those connections grow, how the dendrites start to stretch out. We talked about all that because that's Unit 3 is about brain building. Now, when we get back after the break, we're going to start talking about brain boosters. Unit 4, brain boosters. Can somebody guess what it's talking about when it says brain boosters? What is that about? Brain boosters, yes? That's the question. But let me answer it so I can let y'all get to y'all thing here. It's about how does memory work. We're going to learn about memory. How does this memory thing work? And how can you make your brain work better? That's what Unit 4 is going to be about. How can I make my brain work better? Because in the beginning we talked about the foods that help us. We talked about getting enough sleep and rest. We talked about all those things. And now we're going to talk about some key components about learning as far as the memory. How does this memory work and how can I make my brain work better? Okay? So get excited about going to Unit 4 because that's where we're going.
She didn't grow up with a lot, she failed multiple times,
You
stayed
know,
focused on
you
the
know.
top, she went from news anchor